Now at 10, voters in the Sooner State will soon head to the polls for a presidential primary vote. And
with hours to go before Super Tuesday, the Supreme Court decides that individual states can't kick former President Donald Trump off the ballot. I'm Nicole Skanga outside the High Court with details on the unanimous decision.
Plus, an almost 75-year-old landmark comes to the ground in liberal Missouri.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Voters in Oklahoma get ready to cast their presidential primary votes for Super Tuesday. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. This election year in Oklahoma, independent voters can only vote via the Democratic Party ballot. Now, the Republican and Libertarian parties chose to keep their primaries closed, meaning independent registered voters cannot use a Republican or a Libertarian ballot.
All that we have on the ballot tomorrow is the presidential primary, so it'll be a fairly quick vote. We do have ballots for Republicans, Democrats, and Libertarians, and it is a closed primary, so you will need to vote your party.
And those voting in the Oklahoma primaries can do so at their 13 polling sites, and that's between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Of course, we'll have the results right here on KOAM. Well, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled that former President Donald Trump will stay on the ballots on all 50 states. The High Court rejected an attempt by Colorado to disqualify Trump in some states because of his actions on January 6th. Nicole Skanga has the latest.
The Supreme Court's ruling means states cannot bar former President Donald Trump from running for the White House because of his alleged attempts to overturn his 2020 election loss.
You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that, and the Supreme Court saw that.
Monday's High Court ruling overturns a decision last year by Colorado's Supreme Court. It comes a day before Super Tuesday, the biggest primary election of the season, when voters in 16 states, including Colorado, head to the polls. In their unsigned opinion, the justices said that Congress, not the states, has the power to prevent candidates from appearing on ballots.
It's important that Coloradan and American voters all across the country know whether or not Trump is qualified as we go into Super Tuesday. But I'll also say I'm disappointed. It should be up to Colorado or any state to determine whether oath-breaking insurrectionists go onto our ballots.
The Supreme Court case focused on the Constitution's 14th Amendment insurrection clause. A key paragraph of the ruling reads, states may disqualify persons holding or attempting to hold state office, but states have no power under the Constitution with respect to federal offices, especially the presidency. With this decision, Maine and Illinois also had their efforts to remove the former president from the ballot stall. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Washington.
Now, the justices were not in total agreement. The Supreme Court's 3 liberal members expressed frustration in a concurring opinion, saying the decision was overreaching and protects Donald Trump from, quote, future controversy. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Yeah, it turned out to be another great day for us today. We had a fantastic weekend. We tied a record high yesterday. We set another record high for us today, up to 79. The old record 77 set back in 1961. Average high is only 56, so it was a good chunk above where we should be. Now, we do have a cold front that is slipping through. You can see north winds, south winds. They meet right through the metro, so we are cooling down. We're down to 49 Iola, 51 in Yates Center. Parsons is back down to 55. So it's going to be a little breezy. Northerly winds as this front passes by, and then these winds will diminish a little bit later on tonight. But we are getting some thunderstorms. These are out across central parts of Missouri. We could get an isolated little guy in our far eastern counties, but any bigger storms you can see are staying well off toward the south and to the east. Now, we have a bigger storm system that will affect us later this week. We're going to talk about that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Areas across the 4 states recently experienced red flag warnings. A notice from officials that there is a high fire danger for the day. Now, these warnings are issued to encourage people not to try to burn anything and to be aware of potential risk. Fire officials say in the current conditions, a small fire can quickly get out of hand.
The National Weather Service will put out red flag warning days, and it's, once again, they have the criteria as well of higher winds and lower humidities, but that's definitely going to be days that a fire can very easily get away from you and take off and, create problems to the point that you have to have help.
Area fire departments recommend people call them before any attempt to do a controlled burn to see if the conditions are safe. State Emergency Management and the National Weather Service will conduct a statewide severe weather tornado drill this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Joplin, Jasper County, Carthage, and Webb City plan to move their March monthly regional outdoor warning siren test to coincide with the statewide tornado drill. Every school, citizen, and business is encouraged to participate in the drill. The city of Joplin announces times and locations for residents to drop off tree limbs and brush beginning next Friday, March 15th and Saturday, March 16th from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Joplin residents can stop by 1702 North Schifferdecker Avenue to drop off limbs. Now, we have a full schedule of upcoming drop-off dates and sites for Joplin residents on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Liberal Missouri landmark came crashing down today. Crews used a wrecking ball to tear down a grain elevator that's been there since 1950. Now, we spoke with some residents about the demolition project, and many were sad to see it come down.
Oh, it's sad. It's been here since, I guess you could say, the beginning of time of Liberal, but I mean, I'm not real old, but it's been here ever since I was a kid. So, part of life, I guess.
Officials with the Producers Cooperative Association say the building was demolished on the orders of BNSF Railroad. Pittsburgh School Board today approved adding 2 new courses to their offerings. Those courses are financial literacy and earth and space science. Officials say those courses will fall under new graduation requirements starting with the class of 2028. The financial literacy course will be offered to upperclassmen. Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce wants your nominations for the 2024 Small Business and Educator of the Year Awards. Selections for small business are based on evidence of successful operation of a business as well as significant contributions to the community. Selections for educator are based on the teacher's ability to inspire students of all backgrounds and abilities to reach their full potential. If you have a small business or educator you'd like to nominate, head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri gets out its best hats and gets ready for an afternoon at the Races fundraiser. This Kentucky Derby themed event will feature live Kentucky Derby viewing, a Churchill Crowns hat bar, simulated horse races, themed drinks, a silent auction, and other Derby activities to benefit the Alliance. This event runs from 2 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, May 4th at the Sterling Event Center in Joplin. For ticket information and more information on the Alliance, you can head over to KOAMnewsnow.com. The Girard girls basketball team gears up for a shot at a state title. John has a preview of their chances later in sports. But first, authorities in Arkansas investigate a homicide after teens discovered the remains of a body. Police in North Kansas City, Missouri investigate a shooting that happened outside of a high school where a basketball game was taking place. Now, this happened Saturday near the end of a game between North Kansas City and Staley High Schools. People inside the gym were told to stay put while police investigated what happened.
The game was over and we had a large crowd walking out, and I'm with my dad, and we hadn't exited the building just yet, and all we hear is bop, 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 bop. And I mean, it was crazy. It sounded just like 4th of July fireworks. And I mean, that's what we were thinking. Was it shots? Was it fireworks? I mean, there was so much chaos. And
district officials say 2 to 3 people were injured. It's unclear what sparked the violence. Authorities say 2 kids discovered the remains of a body while riding four-wheelers in Forest City, Arkansas. Mike Suriani has the latest, including the identity of the victim, a mother.
We're all in shock. We're all in disbelief.
Forest City Police Chief Ronald Broussard says 42-year-old Troy Alexandria Strope, whose remains were found February 20th along St. Francis County Road 731, was frequently seen riding her bike throughout Forest City.
She put some miles on that bicycle. She'd ride that bicycle all the way from the south side to the north side. I'd see her all the way at Walmart on that bicycle. She ride that bicycle everywhere.
Broussard says some of his officers assisted St. Francis County investigators when Strope's nude, decomposed remains were discovered in a plastic storage tote by two youngsters riding four-wheelers on County Road 731.
I just hate to see her life end in such a manner, and it angers us all here that somebody would be so vicious.
After the youngsters posted about their discovery on Facebook, investigators got a tip on a possible ID from a male saying his mother had been missing for a month. A DNA sample was taken and sent to the state crime lab to determine the woman's ID. The Facebook video, which WREG does not have permission to use, shows a deputy standing over a large plastic storage container called a tote, similar to this one. The tote was located in the spot where a makeshift memorial to Strope now sits. Chief Broussard says the mother of three was on her way to getting her life back together when it was tragically taken.
We talk about what a person's hang-ups or issues were at death. But I can tell you what her life was like. She was always smiling, always upbeat.
The sheriff confirmed early Thursday that they have a person of interest in connection with the Troy Strope case. On Friday, the Barton County Sheriff's Office received a call regarding the discovery of an adult male body dumped at the Prairie View Regional Waste Landfill in Lamar, Missouri. Now, the victim's body has been identified as Manuel Gomez from the Springfield area. Was believed to have come in on a trash truck. Troopers say the Barton County Sheriff's Office reached out to them to take the lead in the investigation. And authorities search for two persons of interest in connection to a death investigation. On Saturday evening, Jasper County deputies responded to an address near 7th Street and State Line Avenue regarding an assault. Authorities transported the male victim, Seth Langford of Carl Junction, to a local hospital with severe injuries from an apparent stabbing. Now, detectives are currently looking for these two individuals as persons of interest. Scott Burleson of Wyandotte, Oklahoma, and Paul Phillips of Seneca, Missouri. If you have any information on these men, please contact the Jasper County Sheriff's Department. A little later, a Webb City High School standout gets some big recognition. John has the details on the Cardinal named to a big honor.
Plus, it looks like our temperatures are going to be cooling down just a bit. We're going to be looking at that coming up.
Years with zero down. Shop the Orange event at your local Ashley.
Well, of course, it turned out to be another great day for us today. Temperatures are fantastic. We tied a record high yesterday. We got into the 80s. Today, right at 80 again, actual official high 79, which did set another record high. So February's been warm. March is starting out warm. Looks good for us right now. Here's a nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Now, we do have a cold front that is shifting through. So along that front, we are getting some scattered thunderstorms, but the front is driving through the region so fast, really any thunderstorms are mainly over towards Springfield, central Missouri. We may get an isolated guy in our far eastern counties, but most of this is going to be off to our east, so we're going to stay pretty quiet as we go through the overnight hours. All right, look at the cooler temperatures. 51 Yates Center, 49 in Iola, but it's still 67 in Miami, Anderson, Bella Vista, sitting at 64 degrees. Let's go outside here. 7th and range line, 65. South winds at about 5 to 10, but switching very quickly to the north as that front you can see is right through the Joplin Metro. So we're going to have brisk kind of northerly winds over the next couple hours. This wave is going to push east, then we get a break, then we have another storm system building out across the Pacific Northwest. That system will start to affect us again as we head into Thursday and Friday with better chances for widespread rain, which is something we need as we are heading into the spring months. Meteorologically, it's already spring. All right, so northerly winds, upper 40s tonight. A little bit cooler, well, quite a bit cooler tomorrow, but still beautiful. Upper 50s by noon. We'll get up to about 62, 63 degrees for a high, which is a little bit above where we should be for this time of the year. Tomorrow night, slide back, low to mid 40s, a little bit cooler. As we go into Wednesday, let's call it partly sunny skies, but warmer. Upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Now, Wednesday night, we start driving in some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of these guys could be a little strong. So scattered thunderstorms into Thursday morning, and then we'll see a break, and then they'll reappear by the time we head into Thursday afternoon. First off, let's look at your day planner on your Tuesday. 46 in the morning, 56 by noon, high temp of 63 degrees. Now, the system Thursday afternoon, we're going to get some thunderstorms in here. Some of these guys could be strong again Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. But on Friday, we kind of switch to the cooler side of the storm system. Still some thunderstorms, but more of a cooler rain as we head into Friday. And then most of this, it's going to stick around most of Friday. You can see the showers, but we'll start to work out of here just in time for the weekend. But the weekend's going to be quite a bit cooler than what we've been accustomed to over the past 2 weekends. 63 tomorrow, 69 on Wednesday, 68 Thursday. Showers, thunderstorms across the region. Thunderstorms on Friday. Clearing out, but cooling down a bit as we head into the weekend. But then we warm right back up, upper 60s to near 70 next week. Again, some thunderstorms next Wednesday and Thursday. But we need the rain, so we'll take it when we can get it.
Okay, well, you're right. We need the rain.
We do.
But we also need beautiful temperatures, and keep giving them.
There you go. I'll work on it.
We will take them. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, MoDOT wants to alert drivers in Joplin about upcoming road work beginning earlier tonight, running through Friday. You can expect to find crews installing guardrail in 2 locations on Hearns Boulevard. That's between 44th Street and 50th Street in Joplin. Now, these installations start at 7 p.m. and will end at 6 a.m. Drivers are urged to find alternate routes. Still ahead, Aurora girls basketball tries to advance to the state quarterfinals. And a Webb City High School senior is named Central Ozark Conference Player of the Year. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Kansas Crossing Casino. Locally owned with 6 locations, 24 elite gym. Live your best life.
Last year, Girard girls basketball finished with a losing record. The Lady Trojans, though, drastically turned things around this season, and on Saturday they punched their ticket to state. They say it's taken a true team effort to get to this point.
This year we've had 6 different leading scorers at different times over the course of the year. I don't think I've ever had a team that's had 6 different leading scorers at some point in the season. So, it makes it, offensively hard to guard when the defense has to decide, okay, who are we going to stop?
Everybody can score. We don't have anybody that can't score, and we all play great defense, and our defense has gotten us to where we are.
Most teams focus on one player to stop, and with us, it's like you can stop one player, but there's going to be 4 others that step up on the court, and then our bench is going to come in and help just as hard.
Now, this is the first time since 2017 that the Lady Trojans are making a trip to state. They are the 7 seed in the 3A tournament, and they're going to play 2-time defending state champion Goodland in the quarterfinal. That contest Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, and it's happening at Hutchinson Community College. Over to Missouri high school basketball, the Webb City boys had their season come to an end in the district semifinals on Saturday. Now, this morning, several Cardinals received some well-earned recognition from the Central Ozark Conference. Webb City senior Baron Duda is named the 2023-24 Central Ozark Conference Player of the Year, as well as being a unanimous first-team all-conference selection. Now, this comes after a season where Duda averaged just under 23 points per contest in COC play. The Cardinal forward scored at least 10 points in every single COC game this year. His scoring high came on February 13th. That was in a win against Joplin, where Duda scored 36 points. That was just 7 fewer than the 43 for the entire Eagles team. He's just the second player in Webb City program history to be named COC Player of the Year. In total, 6 local players receive all conference honors from the COC. Obviously, Player of the Year, Baron Duda. He's joined by Carthage's Justin Ray on the first team. Both of them unanimous selections. Cardinal Jr. Holton Keith on the second team, then Carl Junction sophomore Brody Pant, Joplin Jr. Trenton Gage, and Webb City Jr. Eli Pace. All of them are named to the third team All-COC. We have more playoff basketball tonight in Southwest Missouri. Aurora Girls Hoops host a sectional tonight. Now the Lady Hounds got here by way of a blowout in the district title game. Now they host Logan Rogersville in sectionals. And the Lady Hounds playoff run continues. They beat Logan Rogersville 54-40 at home in the sectionals. Aurora is one of the last 8 teams standing in Class 4. They move on to the state quarterfinal Friday night. Once again, that's back at the Dog Pound. Their opponent in that one will be Owensville. Back to Webb City's Baron Duda. That's a name that you've heard me say a lot this season. Very well deserving. He's one of the best players in the area. Definitely deserves that honor.
Kind of a fun name to say, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Congratulations to everyone that's been so successful this year. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Hero.
Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. You play a big part in that.
Yes. It always has my forecast on it, so I'm pretty happy.
Yes.
All right, our forecast is going to be a little bit cooler as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow, but still above average, 63, partly sunny skies near 70 on Wednesday. Thunderstorms back in Wednesday night, Thursday, lasting into Friday, but we need the rain, so it's good to have those chances there.
There you go. Final sports note.
We got more high school basketball playoffs tomorrow. Seneca is at home in the sectionals tomorrow evening, and then we're just 2 days away from the start of college basketball in their conference tournaments. Pitt State, Missouri Southern. That's on Wednesday.
Very exciting. Well, thanks for joining us. So we will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening and an even better Tuesday.